Look like they're going into game 2 with a plan. We'll see how it works out for them. They're going to want to win this one. The record that they have against each other so far on the main event is actually 2 games apiece. But of course, in the grand finals, Vici are 1 game up. Can NewBee bring it back all tied? Well, we'll find out. Players have picked their heroes and they'll be loading in. So let's get to our commentators for match number 2.
Thank you very much, everybody. We're back here. Game number 2. It is getting underway. I'm TI4, joined by Luminous, and again we go through the entire best of 5 grand final. And so far, man, it's been a very impressive display from Vici Gaming. But we're into game number 2. It's a whole new kettle of fish, and it looks like we're looking at a different style of draft. We're looking at a lot more drawn-out team fights in this game, where it's not just melting down towers and pushing for victory.
It looks like HλLF and the rest of NewBee just pulled a fast one on everybody. It's going to be a swap back. HλLF on the Alchemist. It's going to be boots first. There you go, the lines are being drawn.
They know what they want. These lineups from both VG as well as NewBee, they're designed to kill. That's what these lineups are meant to do. VG Gaming do it through a high level of control. That's where the Skywrath Mage really comes in with his silence, and that's the reason why they also picked up that Sansheng. Fenrir's going to be looking for those double to triple stuns on the burrow strikes, and really making big problems for NewBee, and especially having that epicenter down. Heroes like Earthshaker who have to run into the middle of the fight, get their stuff off, and then get back out again. Having that slow as well as the high amount of damage, it may just force out a premature echo or premature fissure when you're not really wanting to do it. And heroes like Ancient Apparition, if they get caught in the front lines, which they will when the Blink Decker comes up for an SK, you're going to find the Ancient Apparition just exploding. So there's only, what, 1 Ice Blast, Cold Feet, and Chilling Touch, and he's basically spent for the fight.
Yeah, my concern isn't the mid-game for NewBee. I think it's much so for the early game of NewBee. Last time we saw the offensive trialing fail, NewBee really never actually played Dota. I mean, they're physically in the game, they're hitting buttons and everything, but it wasn't their executed game plan. So I want to see NewBee doing what their lineup is designed to do. Early game roam into essentially mid-game push. And let's see if NewBee is able to accomplish that against Vici Gaming, who is up 1 game and feeling pretty good about themselves.
Well, you're going to find out soon, man. First rune got picked up, so it's going to be HλLF, who gets to have his Invis rune. So he'll be doing some scouting to see what he can achieve on this offlane. And Super, well, he'll be the safe lane Viper in this game. FY, the roaming man, he's looking for the first rune, and they're going to find absolutely nothing. And there's no Observer Ward for that position either. But FY, he's bringing a Sentry Ward in, and yeah, the ping's coming out to basically block up the Ancient stack. So this won't be an option for HλLF to just use Acid Spray and farm it up. But at the same time, that ward was watched, so they know it's been placed. So it won't be too difficult to de-ward it out, even though they are running around with a lot of melee heroes and not the range heroes.
Yeah, they probably just wait it out. It's only a 3-minute duration, and you can stack a little bit later if you want. But meanwhile, it's going to be Radiant that's going to be stacking. We actually see a Titan doing a lot of this. The early game roaming of the Sansheng as well as the Skywrath Mage. You stack a little bit, and then you go for a smoke gank. Wasn't that successful for Titan, but let's see how Vici Gaming is going to take their spin. Maybe they're actually going to go for less roaming and more laning instead.
Well, considering Fenrir doesn't have a smoke on him, we can go with that. Sylar, man doesn't want to buy bottles. He looks like he's feeling he's taking too much damage. He's actually purchased an extra set of tangos that came out in the courier before he sent his bottle out. So he's trying to get up in the face here of Moo, who is going for the straight, not a full straight bottle rush, because again we're seeing this Doubt Shield build on the mid solo, just so he can buff off a little bit of that extra damage that's coming his way. And combine that with Drunken Brawler, you have yourself a little bit more of a safer time. FY harassment on the bottom lane, not really happening. HλLF's managed to almost find 3 levels on this off lane as the Alchemist. You expect a little bit more, a little bit less from him, because FY should have been able to zone him out.
Yeah, I think as the lane progresses more and more, where Viper gets, for example, a Boots, gets a little bit more level, you could just have a Viper zoning out an Alchemist by himself, and I think HλLF recognized that. He's just going around, checking for runes. He knows that once he gets in the lane, he is just going to get harassed out. And that was the Shaker helping him out, and the Shaker is no longer there. Shaker is now rotating up to top lane and maybe going for a kill. But I foresee that HλLF is going to have a much tougher time as the minutes pass.
This ward that's up on the top lane, if Sansheng tries to go up on that top lane and anyway, actually, even if Banana moves aggressively over to rOtK, it's going to get spotted out. And rOtK actually has even another ward sitting on that top ward. Wait, he's not responding. He's not responding. The ward, he had perfect vision. He's going to try and TP out, but there's not enough time. First blood goes the way of NewBee.
The big punch of Sansheng will grab the first blood, and first blood on supports, that's key, man. You pick up the support, that's going to be a big deal for Earthshaker to keep on landing those fissures. Now, his fissure and his rotation to the mid lane won't be as helpful, because Sylar could always waveform across, but I think he's going to be continuously an issue for rOtK on the top lane. I'm
really surprised rOtK didn't respond. There's this observer ward. They're sitting up on top of the cliff watching across the top rune area, and this is like why he should have seen it coming. It's like he'll be watching the Earthshaker move in behind him right now. So rOtK again is going to get pincered up, and now he will back himself up.
Yeah, this time I think he saw it, although, yeah, he's running back. Yeah. Now, I do want to say that rOtK and Xiaowei, they're a similar breed of captain, such that they may not be the best mechanic player themselves. For example, missing that gank coming his way. But rOtK is getting dove upon. The bugs are coming out. They need that fissure, but the trees are blocking him, sort of.
Yeah. It started with a semi-blocker. They just walked over and saw the Earthshaker moving. Never actually attacked him either, so he didn't actually cancel the clarity that was going on the Earthshaker as well.
Yeah, but what rOtK and Xiaowei, they really bring to the team is the direction to the rest of the team. The rest of the team would not be playing nearly as well if it's not for rOtK and Xiaowei, the captains and the drafters. So sometimes you miss them, and sometimes you tell the rest what to do, you know?
Yeah. At that point, maybe you're too busy delegating. Either way, Super's getting himself some nice farm on that bottom lane. 18-12 is his CS, so really controlling this bottom lane nicely. Sylar as well in the middle lane, the highest CS on the board at 21 for 3, but Mu is right behind him at 20 for 4. And then up towards the top lane, rOtK is Sage's Prophet. Has only claimed 7 for 1. He's actually on the same CS as what Xiaowei has managed to get from the off lane. But going up against HλLF, it's 21 for 4. So all the cores are looking very similar. I don't think anyone you could say has an advantage, even though the gold advantage is saying on the graphs it's about 500 to 750. So it's negligible for 5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, we're going to see how the cores are going to play differently with that lead. For example, he's going to be going for Lincoln Sphere, which is the same item I imagine that Morphling on Sylar is going to be going for. But how they use that Lincoln Sphere is very different. We're going to likely to see Sylar mostly pushing the lanes, just ricing away. Whereas he's going to be rotating behind support heroes and going for backstab and kills. So personally, I like HλLF's playstyle quite a bit. I think he's one of the best Weaver players in the world for that particular playstyle, but let's see if he could deliver. This is the main stage. You could do well on all the matches leading up to this. If you don't win this game, man, they're going to be down 2-0, and that's really I want to say, insurmountable lead.
Mm-hmm. I'm watching Fenrir as well as FY right now. They moved past the Dire Observer Ward, and very luckily they didn't use that smoke, which is currently over on the Skywrath Mage. But they're moving in very close towards the mid, and there goes the smoke. That was out of range of the Dire Observer Ward, so this isn't known by NewBee, at least not straight away. But if they walk over towards the right, they're going to find Xiaowei. Now, Observer Wards are in the river, and Xiaowei, well, he's actually just a little bit too far away, so the smoke, it won't break just yet. And they're waiting for Xiaowei to show himself underneath the tier 1 tower. Super will just throw the Viper Strike out the second he's too close, because they know he's not level 6. And Prophet is a TP in. They're fully committing in right now. And Xiaowei, they got enough damage with the Viper Strike. He's trying to get the stun off, and it won't get off in enough time. Fenrir, though, underneath that tier 2 tower, he'll go down. And Mu looking to actually fight off. If he doesn't have enough mana for a split, he's too low. But how? Picking up rOtK, he got it! He's just got the mana. Super's going to go down with the Earth-Breathing Stone. Skywrath dies in the corner. It's a catastrophe for VG Gaming on the bottom lane. The Brewmaster survives barely. And Sylar, he's looking for a pick-off here with the Invis rune? He's not going to find anything. This is wasted time as well for a Morphling.
Is he coming to solo kill Sansheng? He's way too tanky for that. Yep. Yeah, Sylar just essentially wasted about 45 seconds running between mid and the bottom. But that Brewmaster made a huge mistake. He teleported, clapped, and then was like, wait, I don't have any mana. And then he just slowly regen his way up. Too close for comfort, but hey, man, it worked out just fine. And like I said, it's a Weaver that teleports in and starts to rotate. You can see how HλLF is now skidding his way back up. But, it's Banana that's getting a little bit of experience as a result. Last game, he did not even find level 6 15 minutes in the game. This one, he's going to find it 7 minutes in the game. That's going to be a big change of how NewBee decides to play this mid-game.
Yeah, this basically allows NewBee to be very aggressive. When Mu picks up the Blink Dagger as well, they got so much going their way. And HλLF can be over-aggressive as well with his Shikuchi, because he's got his level 6, so Time Lapse is already available as well. So NewBee have so many different things to keep them alive during the team fights if the initial combination of VG Gaming doesn't work. And VG Gaming always knew this was going to be a problem. Maybe one reason why we might be looking at rOtK going into an Orchid Sylar. Could be careful here. Fearshot, clap, AA ulti. He'll wait for himself away, but he's very low in life and shatters the Ancient Apparition. very, very simple combo, but perfectly executed from NewBee.
Look at how effective it is. Once Ancient Apparition turns that level 6, you begin the kind of early game sniping, and that's only going to get better once Mu picks up that Blink Dagger, which is very, very close to... Oh, Fenrir, he's taking a ton of... the fissure.
Sansheng doesn't have mana for it right now. He was also doing a bit of dewarding, so we just see the Sand King walk himself out. But that's a big Ancient stack as well for Xiao. By the looks of it, that's actually a quad stack he's managed to achieve here. At the same time, if you're looking towards the Radiant jungle, there's also some double stacks in here. So, a lot to play with. And Sansheng, well, is he going to help out? Hello, Mu. Also running away from the Morphling replicate. And Fenrir trying to chase him down. But look at Fenrir's gold. Like I was talking about Blink Daggers for initiations from VG Gaming, catching out heroes like Ancient Apparition. This SK, he needs to go to his own jungle and start to farm up because he doesn't have Arcane Boots and he's nowhere near his Blink Dagger.
Yeah, I think he's going to skip Arcane. That's generally the standard thing to do. He does have a couple of healthy stacks like you mentioned earlier, but he needs to clear them out. He needs to reach level 6, level 7. And more importantly, needs to find that Blink because a lot of the team's initiation really comes through him. If he doesn't get an early Blink, how does Vici actually take a fight? They really can't, at least not with a lot of confidence. So we'll see if Sand King's going to get it anytime soon. Looks like he's going to go for yet another stack. And imagine this is where he starts sandstorming away.
rOtK's got a lot of money up in this top lane, which he's refusing to spend. I get a funny feeling he's also worried about having to go like recovery minus catch up to, well, the rest of NewBee, because they are stretching themselves in front. But I'm very, very concerned if he goes down this line, that NewBee will be able to hit him before he's able to hit them back. Especially with the 2,300 gold on the Brewmaster. Yeah, you know it's a Blink Dagger he's picking up from that side shop. With the AA ultimate also available, now having Treads as well as Ring of Aquila and full Magic Wand. This tier 1 tower is actually dead in the top lane. VG Gaming can throw a Wrath of Nature, but it's not going to stop the push.
Coming in mid, that's going to be on top of FY.
Fissure.
Okay.
It connects, but they need more damage. This isn't enough to kill off FY.
Yeah, he's going to have to go back on. Which, harass done. Meanwhile, they're going to do a little bit of pushing up top here. And NewBee does have the Ring of Aquila, giving the creep wave +2 armor. Slowly whittling this tower away.
It's a bit of a trade, but there's TP support coming to bottom lane as Mu. Actually with a haste through, claps in, goes straight for the split. Looking at Sylar now, he took a replicate he can jump down to. Super being stunned up by Xiao as well as by the Brewmaster. While, well, Nature's Prophet, he arrived and got set up into towards the air. Xiao is the only, he does finally go down. Viper with enough damage, and maybe he can escape up the Mage charge. No, it won't be enough. Weaver, last attack's able to connect, and again rOtK spinning himself up and towards the air. I say himself, it actually came from Mu. Clamp Shikuchi, as well as an extra little bit of damage from a hit from Sansheng. And they will take a 2-for-1 trade on that bottom lane and hold the tier 1 tower at 86 life points.
Yeah, a great amount of kills going towards NewBee, being able to do a lot. And unfortunately, Vici could just only sit on Sylar and walk. Looks like we can see a concussive shot going to top, but nothing really comes of it. The key thing to point out right now is that Sand King, he's in the jungle. He's doing his do-do-do. And he's going really up to 2150 very, very soon. Once he has it, I think that's where Vici decides to start making TPs, start making some fights happening their way. But right now, they kind of just have to take it on the chin, man.
Yeah, well, they do. It's acceptable casualties at this point because you realize if you try and fight earlier on than this, you're just going to give away even more. So you just try and get the best things you can and then look for a timing attack. So Fenrir's got to be ready to go once he's got all of this up and running. And I'm wondering if NewBee should try and find some extra advantage at this point. Like how, okay, this is a little bit of a nuisance
Stealing
from
experience, stealing gold, one more hit, got it.
He got one of them. He got one of the small hellbears. But Sand King still takes out the large portion of the money for it. And that's what he's searching for. Experience is one thing, but the money is the rest of it. Now, stop
I think he's asking for Ice Blast. Yeah, the Ice Blast is going to come. It's going to come through the tier 1 tower, and Fenrir is going to be out of there. I don't think this is going to work the way they... Yeah,
Fenrir's already back out to safety. If they walk through the tree line, then maybe they could have been caught out just then, but not going to happen. And Sansheng leaves a nice aggressive Observer Ward behind. But with the smoke movement coming out from NewBee, now they look towards the bottom lane, but Super knows. Hides in the tree lines, realize everyone from VG Gaming is currently missing, apart from that top lane Banana. And even then, they don't care about him because they know he's an Ice Blast from the opposite side of the map, which is a really big radiance. Super. Wow, you're up a long way here, man. Xiao Wei looking for the extra stun. The Viper Strike going out here from Super 2. It's a large amount of damage into Xiao Wei, but Mu comes in. rOtK looks for extra damage, but there goes Yamek. Super is not enough. He cannot bring down Xiao Wei. Will lose his own life. And it's a 4-man gang squad coming out there from NewBee.
Yep. Meanwhile, though, it looks like VG Gaming is going to reply by pushing a little bit of tier 1. Don't think they would bring it down, though. How comes in? He's got to be careful of that Burrow Strike. Blink Dagger is picked up. they could actually straight up kill him with FY's burst damage and silence.
Yep.
Here we go, initiation. Ancient Steel's gonna be following up, and how he is straight up. Oh, okay. Visual was good. The Cloud's gonna follow up. Here comes the split. They're gonna get Fenrir. The Sandstorm's gonna keep it in place a little bit. Sansheng's coming in. Burrow Strike. It looks like Fenrir is gonna be fine. He's gonna be able to blink away. Meanwhile, the Sylar not having as good of a luck. He is bursted down. No way for him.
Man, Sansheng came in and he was just able to get enough mana to get that stomp off. And by doing so, it was able to bring the SK back out of the Sandstorm, because Sandstorm, SK was able to keep the invis walk out.
Teleportation coming against Banana, trying to TP out, no such luck, man. Too much damage.
Especially with rOtK throwing out the ultimate. Actually taking a bit of a risk with that ultimate as well. He threw that in the bottom lane to get it to bounce all the way up towards the top to get the bonus damage, because that means there's a lot more travel time for it. But they're trying to capitalize on this kill, push in towards the tier 1 tower. I know we said at the very start of the draft that this lineup isn't really designed to force down towers, but it's an Aegis Prophet. He's going to get it anyway. Super. They're trying to fight here on How. He's still got his ultimate, and there's actually 3 TPs coming up. Super just waits it out. The tower actually got denied up by How as well, and the smooth, well, he's sealed up. There is no ultimate. Echo Slam. rOtK goes down, but the big ultimate. Mystic Flare from FY and the Burrow Strike from Fenrir. Follows up with the Epicenter. Time-lapse already used by Al, but the Ice Blast coming in. Turns into the club. FY's going to go down. Fenrir hiding inside the Sandstorm. Only thing he can do. Super. No mech. He just has 5 stick charges available to himself. And is there any support coming up from Fenrir? He can't do anything for his team. Super looking for a kill on Hal. Now Moo jumps back in again. He doesn't have mech available. Super will go down, taking a while to kill him off. But they do kill him nonetheless.
A lot of these trades really going in the way of NewBee. The score is 5-13 right now, and this is the NewBee game plan. Get a little bit of hurt in the early game laning stage, and then have your cores to join the fight. Look at how active Hal's been throughout the game. Look at how active Xiao8's going to be. And of course, the supports are playing extremely well. Tier 1 is going to get destroyed, so they're even on that front. I think NewBee's shown what they can do in this game too.
They're even as far as that trade-off goes, but you still got to remember, NewBee is starting to lose a little bit of map control here. All their tier 1 towers have gone down. Be it denied or not, they're still giving more space for a Nature's Prophet to make that kind of space. And rOtK is going for the build I hope he was going to go for, and that's the Orca build coming out here from the Nature's Prophet. He needs that bonus silence. He can't rely on the Skywrath Mage to do all the heavy lifting for the team. As you saw before in the last fight, he threw out the Mystic Flare and he could seal up the Brewmaster, but the funny thing is Brewmaster couldn't split anyway because he didn't have the mana for it. A bit of a problem when you got a Brewmaster running around with strength treads.
Yeah, I think having the tier 1 towers down, like you mentioned, for NewBee is a big play for Vici, simply because they could do what they're trying to do right now. They could gather up, use a smoke, and then just go into the enemy jungle. Between the Sand King as well as a Skywrath Mage, you essentially burst anybody down on NewBee side. Between a Burrow Strike, Ancient Steel, and Mystic Flare, it doesn't matter who you are.
Oh, they smoked underneath the Observer Ward. The Dire Observer Ward would have caught the edge of that. I don't know if they saw the heroes exactly, but they definitely saw the movement coming towards bottom lane, and NewBee are baiting. They got Xiao8, who's the only man visible on this bottom lane, but look where we've got the movement. Moo's sitting inside the tree lines, Sansheng's behind, now Xiao8, there's your Observer Ward, and they'll see him. Blink, Burrow Strike. They're looking to actually steal him off. There's actually got Moo again. Moo can't go for the split. They need to brill him off before he splits, and he got the split off. Super's in trouble. He's already used the mech. He's down. rOtK. The Vortex has caught him in the tree line. He'll TP himself out to safety. Nothing can stop that one. And he goes all the way back to base. Skywrath up and towards the air by the Brewmaster Robin. How in the meantime, diving after Fenrir. Sansheng, he's in trouble. Actually, no, he's not. He's just walking underneath the tower. Steeled on, not the Skywrath. Burrow Strike from Fenrir. The Concoction will follow him. The stun as well from the Fidget pulls him out of the Sandstorm. Moo, waveform out from Sylar. Picks up the Brewmaster. Fenrir still going to die for the cause. 10 life points. Burrow Strike. He turns in for it. The Prophet Ultimate picked up the Ancient Apparition as well.
Sylar's still alive. He's got the waveform shit. He needs it, but he's kind of surrounded from all sides. He needs teleport support from the rest of his team. Skywrath Mage is back in 1 second. Prophet could TP very soon as well.
Coming.
Is he going to go for the kill? They're going for Xiao8. Xiao8,
well, they know they can't kill off Hal because he's just going to move around them. But then again, Hal is really low as far as mana goes. And now the waveform. They waited until he came out to seal. It's not enough damage. Time lapse. He comes straight back into it though.
That's why he's trying to run away. But the big dunk! Sansheng!
This is problematic. Waveform, Sansheng's in a little bit of trouble. Sylar actually being stomped up for the moment. Not enough. He's got 11 Mon charges. He just needs 3 seconds, but Super snipes him from inside the tree line.
It's about the objective. NewBee are diving the enemy jungle, but the tier 1 tower was for the picking.
Yep.
both teams, or actually when I say both teams, I just mean NewBees. NewBee, they don't really push that well without items. They don't have right-click heroes too much. I mean, HLLF in theory right-clicks, but you know, for what, 100 damage? They need better push, and I like to see them focus more on these tier 1 towers. It's nice to get kills.
Oh, Prophet, rOtK.
Easy courier.
Chesty knows it's there, but then again, he flinched, moved, jumped in, where's the stun? Oh!
He's gonna die!
He shatters in base!
No regen. Not when the Ice Blast is on your face. Great play.
How quick was that response from NewBee? The second they realized he was there, it looked like Chesty kind of like, he wasn't sure if he wanted to move in or out. And then it's just like, well, they just proper stuck around just a fraction too long because it's like, oh, exactly, maybe I can still get this guy. And that is where the downfall comes.
Looks like we're going to see a big deviation in terms of items. Sylar normally loves that Lincoln Sphere this game, going straight for a Black King bar. We haven't seen this build from, I want to say, Morphlings for quite a while. It was a very popular build 1 or 2 years ago. Basically, you get the BKB and you just fight 25 minutes in the game, and it seems like he's forced to get this item. There's so much burst damage on the enemy side that, you know, you just have to pick that fight. NewBee, though, looking at different objectives, straight to Roche.
Yeah, and they can do this one pretty quickly. You've got the medallion from the Alchemist. Sprite's about to come off cooldown as well, so they'll have that available, and rOtK is in no position to come and fight this one. There's 10 seconds till left on his own TP. The Observer Ward does go down, and they'll see Weaver has the Aegis the Immortal in his hands.
He needs it.
Oh, they need a D-Ward. Oh, Sentry Ward, Fenrir! Okay. Yes, he got himself a double stun with the Mystic Blade, goes into the epicenter, moves going to evaporate right now, stealed up so he couldn't get the split. HLLF will get the kill on the Skywrath Mage, but Fenrir losing his life. HLLF now actually going for a time lapse. The Sentry Ward isn't available anymore. Concoction from HLLF trying to stop this Viper from attacking any further, while HLLF, remember, he's still got this Aegis the Immortal, hunting rOtK in the tree line, dukes him up, dukes him down. Now they turn around, HLLF, he gets the fissure off, maybe it's enough life points. It is rOtK, one more attack from HLLF, he takes him out. Banana, he's actually not going to get attacked. Super getting set up again by HLLF. Unstable Concoction. HLLF over towards the side. He's just sitting everywhere in this fight, but the kill goes to HLLF. There's a Morphling replicate running away. Echo Slam being used. Sylar, he wants to jump to the replicate, but doesn't have enough time. Another Concoction out from HLLF. Able to secure the kill after what looked like a really great initiation from VG Gaming.
HLLF teleports to the top lane with 160 health to farm. He's got to be careful because Prophet's back. No ultimate though for about 30 seconds. Brings me to the question, how do you stop HLLF? He was in that fight with like 200 HP for all of it.
There's too many targets to silence. There's too many targets to silence, and they don't have enough like burst damage to kill them off because you throw all your burst damage to get through a 1700 life point Brewmaster.
Yeah, I also think that Vici's Gaming's forte isn't at taking these fights. What they're really good at is initiating with a Burrow Strike, Ancient Seal, Mystic Flare. Get one kill and get back to farming.
Yes.
You don't want to take those chaotic fight in the jungle, but simply you don't have enough lockdown for HLLF. You don't really have enough chaos control to deal with the Shaker, deal with the Brewmaster, and HLLF on the Alchemist. So I feel like Vici Gaming is trying to tackle NewBee where NewBee is at their strongest, which are these scrappy fights. And right now, that's the reason why they're behind 15 kills and a ton of gold, 75,000 gold lead for NewBee.
Yeah, and 15k on the experience as well. This is not the way VG Gaming have to continue to play if they want to try and win this game and be one victory away from taking out the International 4. And NewBee, they're grouping up. Again, they try and force the team fight. And again, Moo, he's sitting there with a level 2 split. He knows he's still got his ultimate. The question is if he can use it or not, because rOtK throws out his own ultimate. This actually give him enough money to finish the Orchid now. So we have a secondary disable during the team fights. That Meg charge, well, that just prepared all damage done by the Prophet ultimate. And the TP's coming the bottom lane. It's going to be the Alchemist to defend the tier 2 tower here. But Sylar, he just wants to try and force into the tier 2 tower, force a little bit of harassment, maybe some reactions from NewBee at least to the bottom lane to buy some more space for rOtK on the top lane, who maybe this is now what VG Gaming do. They realize that the split push power of NewBee is quite poor. So what do? You have a Prophet and you have a Morphling. Oh wow, bottom lane, HLLF. Epicenter be committed, it's enough damage. They get the kill and they're out. Fenrir may not be so lucky. He's got bugs on the back of him. Moo with a clap off target on that one. Didn't have enough damage. Sandstorm is there. There's your Burrow Strike down, but he can't blink away while this bug is on him. Using the Sandstorm for the Imbiss, but HLLF is sticking along with him, and they will be able to pick up the kill here.
I think the Sansheng should have used Sandstorm as soon as they came off cooldown because that will remove the bug, allowing to essentially blink away if you ever get the blink off cooldown. Burrow Strike afterwards. But great chasing from HLLF. And picks up yet another kill.
Top lane, Fidget was just used. rOtK is trying to reach him. I thought for a moment he had the Orchid already on him, but it looked like he didn't.
Yeah, right now Sansheng is getting to his Blink Dagger. He will have it if he wants to wait for that. I think the key items are coming out from NewBee or just simply on a different tier. At this point, Hao's just going to pick up damage. Desolator is going to be done in 1,000 gold. I imagine that's going to be his item choice. Blink Dagger is going to be allowing Sansheng to fight much, much better. I'm surprised that Banana didn't go for an item like Aghanims to just increase your damage output and his survivability, but Force Staff is one of the best utility items in the entire game, so no surprise that he's going for one of the better support items, should he not buff up himself.
I'm wondering how long it's going to take before rOtK just tries to force something against the Weaver. Because I really feel like Hao has got to be the main focus here. I know he's got Nagus the Immortal, and you got to kill him twice over, but they need to kill this Weaver. He's out of control. His net worth is 11.6k right now. Compared to the highest over on VG Gaming, that's only 8,000. Hello top lane, Link in, Sansheng, down Fenrir. The Skywrath made over Fenrir, nice double Burrow Strike. He's still going to go down right now because the Ice Blast has already done its massive work. And when the follow-up's done from Alchemist, they pick up both heroes on the top and feed the BKB into Xiao 8. While in middle lane, Hao's diving in rOtK. He doesn't have the Link in Sphere anymore, he's got a lot of damage, and now he orchid at a range creep! Hao's got just he's got a ticket to farm now, and maybe even farming up the hero. He's coming in for rOtK, and he wants him. There goes your Bugs up on top of the hill. It won't be able to latch on rOtK, diving in so deep to the tier 3 tower. He can't see in. Has to time lapse himself back in towards the middle lane.
It's very low risk when the fact that you already used the Orchid, you could just go in and make that dive. Who's actually going to stop you? Skywrath Mage was dead just then, so.
Courier Snipe moves on it, and he got it. Bang. Easily picked up.
Vici Gaming can't be affording to make these type of mistakes. They don't have too much room for mistake. What I said earlier about Hao's inability to really push and punch towers, he'll soon be able to do so once Desolators. Once he's got Deso, he pushed towers very fast.
Should also be flagging too. That's the second Courier death for the Radiant side within the last 10 minutes.
Yep. Which is a surprising stat, especially against a team that has a Nature's Prophet. Generally, Nature's Prophet is the one that's killing couriers left and right.
Well, he tried. He definitely tried. And he definitely failed.
And Hao steals a pretty important stack, I want to say, away from Vici Gaming. This is the advantage you get by playing this type of carry. You could go on the enemy side, not really worry about dying. Looks like his age has just run out, so maybe he shouldn't play as aggressive anymore.
He just got himself a Desolator. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he can still play aggressive. The amount of damage he's going to be pumping out up against his VG Gaming lineup is more than enough to rip him apart. Even with Super with his 16 armor, that Desolator is really going to stop that. And there's actually a large smoke movement coming out right now from VG Gaming. You've got to get the Blink Burrow Strike right. Xiao Wei is the man on the front lines, but inside Chemical Rage, and that's a level 3 Chemical Rage. Keep this in mind that Xiao Wei is already so high up on the levels that he has that huge amount of regeneration. And there's no one on VG Gaming that has a high enough amount of damage output to do that. In the meantime, Nature's Prophet actually dies on the top lane to Sansheng. Yeah. And I'm still waiting for this initiation on bottom lane. Sentry wards are down, but the SK, he's too far back. He's not in the front lines. They will not be able to catch out NewBee, and Prophet's dead in the top lane to an Earthshaker.
Something what we saw last game is that Acid Spray cancels Blink Daggers, and Fenrir wasn't able to get nearly close enough to Blink Burrow Strike, which again is their initiation. In fact, NewBee coming back in, they want to fight.
He has to BKB himself up right now. He's looking for FY. They want to take away this seal while he's under the cover of BKB. The Bug should be able to finish the job right now, while Sylar getting torn apart by Hao. He moves over. GG! 26 minutes in. NewBee have too much control. VG Gaming, they didn't even lose a tier 2 town before they make the call, but they realize resistance is futile in this game, and NewBee will level up the grand final at 1 game apiece.
To me, this is a series of supports. If FY gets going, they're going to do a lot better. If Banana gets going, then the other team's going to do well. So I think they should focus very much so on the lanes and the supports.